Another evidence of faith took place when I first visited the St. Thomas branch of the mission, situated about 120 miles from Toronto. My wife and I had been invited to attend the branch sacrament meeting and to speak to the members there. As we drove along a fashionable street, we saw many church buildings and wondered which one was ours. None was. We located the address which had been provided and discovered it to be a decrepit lodge hall. Our branch met in the basement of the decrepit lodge hall and was comprised of perhaps 25 members, 12 of whom were in attendance. The same individuals conducted the meeting, blessed and passed the sacrament, offered the prayers, and sang the hymns. At the conclusion of the services, the branch president, Irving Wilson, asked if he could meet with me. At this meeting, he handed to me a copy of the Improvement Era, forerunner of today's Ensign magazine. Pointing to a picture of one of our chapels in Australia, a new chapel, President Wilson declared, "This is the building we need here in St. Thomas." I smiled and responded, "When we have enough members here to justify and to pay for such a building, I'm sure we'll have one." At that time, the local members were required to raise 30% of the cost of the site and the building, in addition to the payment of their tithing and other offerings. President Wilson countered, "Our children are growing to maturity. We need this building, and we need it now." I provided encouragement for them to grow in numbers by their personal efforts to fellowship and to teach. The outcome, brothers and sisters, is a classic example of faith, coupled with effort and crowned with testimony. President Wilson requested 6 additional missionaries be assigned to the city of St. Thomas. And when this was accomplished, he called the missionaries to a meeting in the back room of his small jewelry store, where they knelt in humble prayer. At the conclusion of the prayer, he then asked one elder to hand to him the yellow-page telephone directory, which was on a nearby table. President Wilson took the book in hand and observed, "If we're ever to have our dream building in St. Thomas, we'll need a Latter-day Saint to design it. And since we do not have a member who is an architect, we will simply have to convert one." With his finger moving down the column of listed architects, he paused at one name and said, "This is the one we will invite to my home to hear the message of the restoration." President Wilson followed the same procedure with regard to plumbers, electricians, and craftsmen of every description. Nor did he neglect other professions, feeling a desire for a well-balanced branch. The individuals were invited to his home to meet the missionaries. The truth was taught, testimonies were born, conversion resulted. Those newly baptized then repeated the procedure themselves, inviting others to listen. Week after week and month after month, the procedure continued. The St. Thomas branch experienced marvelous growth. Within 2.5 years, a site was obtained, a beautiful building was constructed, and an inspired dream became a reality. That branch is now a thriving ward in a stake of Zion. And when I reflect on the town of St. Thomas, I dwell not on the ward's hundreds of members and many dozens of families. Rather, in memory, I return to that sparse sacrament meeting in the lodge hall basement, 12 people, and the Lord's promise, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them."